Welcome to this week's edition of Wolves Weekly. I'm your host, Mark Colachico. I'm the Director of Media Relations here at Western Oregon University. I'm joined today by head men's basketball coach Brady Bergeson. Brady, new year, but you're back at the grindstone.
We're back. We made it.
You made it. It's been a while since we talked. You guys had a really nice run in December. You went 5-0 overall, all 5 games at home. Good quality wins to start the GNAC against the 2 Alaska schools. And then you welcomed in a pair of Canadian schools as well as Multnomah. Talk a little bit about the game against Multnomah and the game against Capilano, 2 high-scoring games for you guys.
I think you're making me turn back the clock here a few weeks, so I got to knock the rust off first. But during that week and a half there, we had that home game stretch there, 3 games. Our tests were of our team's maturity and our ability to really prepare for a lot of things and really push it and get better during that kind of quiet period there where there's no school, there's nobody around, we didn't have D2 opponents coming in. And I thought our guys responded really well to the challenge put forth in front of them. Those teams zoned us a lot, allowed us to get some looks at some different zone attacks and get a little bit better at that, something that we had struggled with a little bit early on, and I think we feel a lot more comfortable with it where we're at now. But our guys just, they took the challenge on, and we really sort of methodically went after some targeted specific points to get better at offensively and defensively, and I thought we took that to heart, and the guys were focused on it, and I thought we got better.
And as we said, they were high-scoring games. You had 109 against Multnomah, or 109, against Multnomah, and I think 110, or vice versa against Capilano. You guys shot the 3 really well, I thought, during that. I mean, you set a record against Multnomah for most made threes in a single game with 20, and as well as attempted with 43. And was that really something that you just with the flow happened with the flow of the game? As you said, they zoned you. I mean, that's what you do with the zone. You pop it from outside.
Well, we always want to have a balanced attack, and those games were no exception. We wanted to have a balanced attack. That said, we also make it a point to take what the defense gives us. We feel really confident in ourselves and our ability that we have a balanced scoring attack, an inside attack, an outside attack. We can penetrate, we can shoot, we can post, we can get teams in a number of ways. And so we're willing to attack through the channels that are open to us. And I think our group is bought into that. I think that we're understanding that better and better, and we're working on the details of the execution there within that. Those 2 games happened to be that they really tried to sit on our bigs inside, challenge our shooters to make shots, and they did. So it was good, for our guys, and I'm glad that we did what we were supposed to. We found open hands and we took open shots with confidence.
And then you kind of take those 2 games and you moved into the new year. You guys had to play an abnormal, I would say, probably game on New Year's Day. So you traveled up to Seattle Pacific the night before. Unfortunately, you had your 9-game winning streak snapped, but you rebounded 2 nights later with a good victory at Montana State Billings. Talk a little bit about the SPU game first.
Yeah, Seattle Pacific, is no secret. They're a perennial power within the league, and they did a good job, as they always do, of making things hard for you. They were physical. They blocked out. They challenge shots. They do all the things that they do year in and year out. It was a really good test for us. We had our chances. At the end of the day, they did a couple things better, a little bit more consistently than we did. We needed to execute with a little bit more urgency offensively. I think we settled a little too much for some of the shots that we could have maybe gotten a little bit better shots. And then they did a better job than we did on the boards, which is unacceptable. And something that we tried to correct immediately, and we're on that now in terms of each week trying to get better at all these really important cornerstones to winning. So SPU did a good job of exploiting us on some things that they did a little bit better than we did. It taught us a lesson or 2, and we're going to have to respond. And we did. We turned around and responded well on the road on Saturday at Billings.
And I heard kind of through the grapevine that SPU is actually is a hard place to play at. Is that true?
Yeah, it was a little different this year. They had, the school was out, it was a holiday, so they didn't have their usual, crowd of orange jumpsuits in there that they normally did. So it was a little bit of a quieter crowd that day. But it's a hard place to play because they're a hard team to play. They're good, they're talented, they're disciplined, they do a good job. So no matter what, you're going to go in there and face a good team.
And then let's look a little bit ahead. Like you said, 2 nights later, you traveled over to Montana, took on Billings, had a nice 8-point win over there. Talk a little bit about the game, and then maybe we'll get into your fun travel plans, excursions coming back.
Yeah. The staff told the team on Friday, the day before the game, we said, guys, this is the best 2-win team in the country. And we were right. I'd challenge that against any 2-win team out there. Montana State Billings is a late starting team. They're good, they're talented. And our guys didn't fight us on it. They bought in and they believed it and they saw it was going to be a challenge. So we weren't overlooking anybody, and that's easy to do when you look at someone's record, and they've lost a lot of close games, and they've got a lot of new players figuring a lot of things out. So we went in there knowing it was going to be a dogfight, knowing that we were going to have our hands full and we had to really go, and we did. And I was really pleased with the guys, the way we played. We were right. It was a battle every step of the way. It was back and forth, and it was a hard-fought, well-earned victory on the road. I was really pleased with our guys' toughness and our resolve and all the things that that you have to do on the road, especially. Said something after the game. What became clear to me was that just how important toughness is when you're traveling on the road, and how critical of a component that piece is. Mentally tough, being able to withstand runs from the home team, being able to withstand a call you didn't agree with, or the negative runs, and still bounce back like a champion. And that's what I was really pleased with our group for.
And you talked a little bit about traveling on the road. I mean, I brought it up a little kiddingly a few minutes ago, but you guys had a tough job getting back from what I hear.
Yeah, we have a curveball. You just, every year I think you can expect at least one curveball. Last year we got the snowstorm of the century for a home game and lost our TV game. This year, maybe this was our one curveball. We'll see. We had about 15 hours of travel back as they had mechanical failure with the plane, and so we had a lot of airport time and more bus time than anticipated, but the guys came back in. Again, it's just, it's one of those parts of the travel that you can't control and you just deal with. And if, our guys had a great attitude about it, they joked about it, laughed about it, and we just ended up having a little bit more time together, so it was okay.
And as you say, you were on the road. Now you get to come back home. You welcome Northwest Nazarene on Thursday. Follow that up with Central Washington on Saturday. And you and I have talked a little bit this year, and I know you as a coach, you don't like to look more than one game ahead. So you're already looking. I know you. You're looking at Northwest Nazarene. So let's talk about them.
Well, a little bit similar to Billings in the sense that they're a slow starting team. They had one guy who was out for, I think, the first 7 or 8 games of the season, something like that, who came back in starting as soon as he was ready to go, who's made a positive difference in their team. And then you can just see the measurement over the time from the beginning of the year, the way they're playing to right now is night and day. It's a 180, and they're really playing well. They are very, very talented. And it's another team because I think they've won 4 games, and they're much better than their record, without a doubt. So one of the more talented teams, I would say, talent for talent in the league. I was very impressed. I've been very impressed watching them on film. They're balanced, they're big, they're athletic, they can shoot it. They guard play, they're deep, they've got it all. And so we're going to have to really have a good game plan. We're going to have to execute that. We're going to have to be ready to go. I mean, they're going to come in. They've won. They just beat Central on the road last week, and I think they've won 3 out of the last 4 Division II games, something like that. So they're playing well.
And following up Northwest Nazarene, as you said, they are coming in with a 2-game winning streak. You welcome in Central on Saturday, another 7:30 game inside New PE. As we said, you don't look too far ahead, but what are you seeing from Central that really impresses you, and kind of what are the benchmarks that you've got the guys working around this week?
Yeah, so both these teams are, at this early stage in the period, they're both in the top half of the conference. and certainly could see them both staying there. Central's really quick, really athletic, deep, put a lot of pressure on the ball, deny a lot of lanes, some real common attacks that Central's done historically. Seen a lot of the same kind of action. I haven't really focused on them yet, but they're gonna come in and do what they do and try to impose their game plan and their strengths on us, and so we'll be ready for that one as well. It's more the same. I think you can see the conference. Everybody's improving right now in this January period. Is you see a lot of improvement, and you see the parity start to come out. You see the tight scores, regardless of record. Up till this point, everybody's getting better, and everybody's fighting for the same thing right now, and you can see it. So it'll be fun. We're going to have to be very prepared, and I think we will be, and we're looking forward to being home this weekend.
Well, yeah, and as we wrap up a little bit here, you guys are sitting in a three-way tie atop the conference right now, 4 games in. How is that? How are you going to take that and roll it through the rest of the GNAC schedule?
Well, in my opinion, it's really too early to talk about any placings, and I don't think it makes any sense to do that really until that first round of league is complete, and then you're looking at everybody. Everybody's got the same number of games. Everybody's played everybody. It's just too early to know. 2 games from now, at the end of this weekend, the whole thing could be flipped upside down, and we're talking about a whole different thing. So it's really, maybe that's the political statement. I don't know, but honestly, that's the way I think about it. I don't look at the standings too much until the second half around, and make sure you kind of know where you're at as you're trying to make that final push. But what I know is we got 2 really good teams that have every claim to that top spot as anybody else does right now, and we're going to have to be ready to go.
Well, Coach, we wish you good luck this week. Fans, as you saw, the Wolves will be at home on Thursday when they take on the Crusaders from Northwest Nazarene. That'll be followed up on Saturday when they take on the Wildcats from Central Washington. Both of those are a 7:30 contest inside the new PE building here on campus. Brady, we wish you luck this week. We'll see you again next week, and as always, go Wolves.